Hello, everyone, and welcome here tonight to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Magic Senior Memorial 150 in the Original Rebels Racing League Xtreme Xfinity Series. My name is Zach Wettstein, bringing you tonight Charlotte Motor Speedway. And before we get underway, saw the title of the race, the Magic Senior Memorial. Magic Mike Uribe, you see him most times on track. Fortunately, lost his father, and so you all could just send your prayers out for him. And he's going through a tough time. The entire family, the entire Uribe family, and just send your prayers out to them through a tough time. Thank you for that. Hope if Mike is watching tonight, hopefully, Mike, we can give you a little bit of a distraction. I know he's probably not, but just in case he is, hopefully we can provide at least a little bit of a distraction from the real world with some Charlotte racing here tonight. Just send your prayers. Here is your race information here tonight. Charlotte Motor Speedway, a 1.5 mile racetrack, 79 degrees is the track temperature, and we should see that fall as the race goes on, or even when it starts, because we're going to let that sun start to go down more and more, and we should see that track temperature start to fall. Not too much, but it should fall at least a little bit, and guys, a little bit of more grip in those tires. Take a look at your Xtreme Xfinity Series race schedule. Only 3 weeks left after tonight, Homestead, Kansas, and the Charlotte Roval. And it is 125 laps there. It's 115, but it's 125. Here tonight at Charlotte. Not sure about Homestead and Kansas, but they're both 1.5 miles as well. So I would imagine that those would be the same amount of laps, but we'll see as we get there. So 3 weeks left in the regular season after tonight. Charlotte Roval ending the season, and then we'll head to Dover to start the round of 12. That'll be Kentucky and North Wilkesboro after that. North Wilkesboro will cut out 4 drivers. Round of 8, we'll move on to Darlington, Talladega, and Richmond, and then we'll cut off 4 at Richmond. 4 drivers will go race for a championship on August 13th at Phoenix Raceway for 150 laps. All races have 100% fuel. 4 additional sets of tires. So every track we go to, except I think really Darlington, be too scarce on tires, but Darlington basically want to use tires whenever you can, so might be using them a little bit more there than maybe most tracks. And looking forward to that race. Maybe these drivers aren't, but I am. It's going to be a fun one to broadcast, but still a while's away until we get to there, as everybody has started to grid up, so we're going to go ahead and Eddie A. Smith is starting this one out on the pole spot with a 30.361. Jason Warren qualifying second. Jamie Barkus in the 3rd position. Jonah Colbert on his outside in 4th. P5 goes to Patrick Drabick with Garrett Kinder on his outside in the 6th position. 7th goes to Kai Shappert with Cody McElwain in 8th. P9 goes to Josh Oswald. 10th place going to Fry Hubbard. Carl Stevens Jr. in 11th with David Cornell in 12th. P13 goes to Matt Knights tonight with Logan Sturgeon starting in the 14th position. 15th goes to Jeff Paisley with Josh Hall starting on 16th on his outside. 17th goes to Sam Wettstein with Chuck Feltz in 18th. 19th Keith Durst with Josh Thompson in 20th. 21st Josh Smith, Jeff Hill in 22nd. Tias Swank 23rd. Justin Hendry 24th. 25th Jason Lottridge. 26th is Noel Holmberg. Brandon Wallace 27th. And the 28th and final position here tonight, Eric Santee. These drivers get ready to go for 125 laps around this 1.5 mile racetrack, known for the Coke 600, which is next weekend. Not much of a better time to run here at Charlotte than right before they're going to be doing the big one with the Coke 600. A lot less miles here tonight, but still a whole lot of fun to be had here tonight. Green flag is out, and we are underway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. A great jump for Jason Warren. Has him out in the lead for now, but you have to imagine Eddie Smith's going to fight back on the inside. Eddie Smith in the 087 Tide machine with Jason Warren in the 32 on his outside. And Eddie Smith does come back and take the lead back away from Jason Warren, and out of turn 4 is going to lead the first lap here tonight. Now with that battle going on, Jamie Barkus in the 15 has gotten to the back bumper of Jason Warren and made it a 3-car battle. Not much separation yet, but that's going to happen when we're only 2 laps in. Everybody single filed out for the most part. Logan Sturgeon peeking to the inside of Fry Hubbard for the 11th position. He's already up 3 spots after making that pass for 11th. Good start for Logan. Back to the point. Eddie Smith still in the lead. Jason Warren and Jamie Barkus behind him. Jonah Colbert and Patrick Drabick. Your top 5 has stayed the same, but Cody McElwain in the 06 moved up 2 spots since the initial start, and I think we have a wreck. Or Logan Sturgeon just blinked out. Okay, all right. Logan Sturgeon blinked on my screen, so he dropped to the bottom of the leaderboard, and usually when that happens, it's a wreck, but thankfully Logan just blinked. We continue racing here on lap 4. And to be honest with you folks, usually I get my kind of my pit window information before these races, but I was not able to get it tonight. So we'll see when these drivers are going to choose to pit. If they can make it to halfway, then they'll try to make it a 1 pit stop race, but they have to make it a 2 pit stop race. That's going to be where it's interesting. When do people decide to pit the first time if they have to pit twice? That also depends on this race staying green long enough for them to have to make green flag pit stops. At lap 5 here early on. Everything kind of getting spread out. Everybody's starting to settle in. A while left to go in this one, so this is definitely the part of the race where you do just want to settle in, take it easy. If you're up here in the top 10, kind of just be content with sitting there for a little while, because you don't want to see too much action early on to where you can maybe accidentally get into a wreck. So got to be careful. David Cornell, who started this one in 12th, up to 9th right now. And try to work on getting to Josh Oswald. There he is in that yellow 63 machine. Josh Oswald in the red 17 ahead of him. Side by side, that is Josh Smith, Matt Knights. And, a little bit of a blink there, but he blinks back in, and Josh Smith on the outside is able to hold that spot over Matt Knights. Now Jeff Paisley in front of them in the green 7 down to the bottom to try to pass Josh Hall. That is for 14th. And Jeff Paisley makes easy work of that one. Back to our leader. Let's go a little bit of an early onboard here with our leader. Eddie A. Smith. You know, he works that throttle because you're definitely going to have some throttle. You're going to need some throttle control on this one, in this car. You know, maybe if you run the Cup car here, you can run more wide open at Charlotte, but not in these Xfinity cars. The package is different. Oh, no! And wrecking is our leader. And I'm not sure who took him out, but wow. That is not what you want to do. The caution is out. Jeff Hill in the 063 hits the wall right in front of your leader. That's the 043, sorry. Wow. And I mean, that is just a horrible break for Eddie A. Smith, who had a nice lead going to 10 laps into this one. We'll have a quicker pair so he can get that car back. It's better days, I guess you could say. But we'll lose the lead. I don't think we'll see anybody pit here. A little bit too early. Except for, you know, Eddie. Oh, and we do see takers. Jamie Barkus and, well, I was not everybody behind the leader. About 4 cars, 5 including Eddie A. Smith, but 4 cars that choose to come down. And I believe that's all team. Well, no, Jenna Colbert's not a teammate, but other than that, Jamie Barkus, Patrick Drabick, and Cody McElwain, all teammates choosing to pit together, but Jenna Colbert joins them as well. Nobody else pits except for way back in the pack. That's Kai Shappert, Josh Hall, Justin Hendry, Brandon Wallace. So in total, about 8 cars down pit road. And in a crazy one to start this one, for you know, for that to happen with a car about to go a lap down, wrecking the leader, that's just not what you want to see. As with that, Jason Warren takes over the lead. Garrett Kinder behind him with Josh Oswald third, David Cornell fourth, and fifth place Charles Stevens. After some of those drivers chose to pit, all these drivers that chose to stay out move up some spots. Josh Thompson in 8th here in the 013 car. Here in the Wrangler paint scheme, it looks like he's up to 8th, and he started this on 20th. To kind of move along with that, Josh Smith, the 47 machine there, started 21st and up to 10th already. So, I mean, there's a bunch of big movers already in this one, but those are your biggest so far, along with Eric Santee back here, 14th, started 28th. So, some drivers making some big moves here early on. Only 13 laps into this race, and about 10 of them green. Should get the 1 to green this time around, and these guys lined back up 2 by 2. Lights are off, so we're going to go back racing this time around on lap 15 of 125. Jason Warren, Garrett Kinder going to be your front row. Josh Oswald and David Cornell behind them, the second row. Drivers who pit, the first driver back out on track. Jamie Barkus back in 18th position, it looks like. Eddie Smith there with the fresh car. All right, here we go. Back to racing here in lap 15. Now the first restart, so the leader can go whenever he wants to, and Jason Warren decides to go pretty early. The green flag is back out, and with that jump, that gets Jason Warren clear for the lead and leaves Josh Oswald and Garrett Kinder battling for second into turn one. That's Josh Oswald on the inside, Garrett Kinder on the outside. A nice move by Josh Oswald, but he leaves the door open, so Garrett Kinder a fight back on the outside, running that high line. It'll be interesting to see if that high line works at all tonight with the iRacing's update a couple months ago. But Josh Oswald on the bottom wins that battle. But even with them going single filed out, we are still side by side back here. Logan Sturgeon makes a pass on David Cornell at his first sixth. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe he held on to that position over David Cornell. Here comes David to the inside. Side by side right now for the sixth position. Still Logan Sturgeon and David Cornell. And yet another chance for us to see. Is that inside line absolutely dominant, or are we going to see that outside line at least have a chance in these battles? Ooh, a little bit of a maybe checkup from David Cornell. Has Josh Thompson behind him checking up. And they are 2 by 2, 2 rows deep right now here for sixth and for eighth. Logan Sturgeon doing the best he can on the outside, but eventually loses that battle to David Cornell. That leaves Jeff Paisley and Josh Thompson behind them, still racing each other. Jeff Paisley now in the 8th position. Jason Warren out to a 9/10 lead. He is set on cruise control right now. Go back to 16th real quick. You'll see your first car, the leading car of drivers who pit during that caution. Jamie Barkus in 16th, currently stuck behind a 2 by 2 battle. Or a side by side, sorry. Sam Wetstein and Tia Swank are side by side right in front of that 15 machine. It doesn't seem like either lane is winning right now. Jamie Barkus going to give a push to that outside line and push Sam Wetstein ahead of Tia Swank. As he leaves that group behind him, and here comes Eddie Smith making a pass on Sam Wetstein as well. Patrick Drabick, Cody McElwain. So 3 cars in a row there that pit together. Jamie Barkus is making a pass here on Chuck Phelps. A lot of battling going still. 7 laps into this one, after the first restart of this race. 7 laps in, and so a lot of battling going on. Josh Thompson, Josh Smith now side by side ahead of Jamie Barkus. Jamie Barkus himself was side by side with Eric Santee, and he makes 2 passes in 1 turn. And, well, it's like a train of cars right now. Jamie Barkus, Eddie Smith, Patrick Drabick, Cody McElwain, just all in a line making passes together. It all starts with Jamie Barkus right now. Go back up front. Fry Hubbard making a pass on Josh Oswald for second. Jason Warren not necessarily pulling away from these guys, only 8/10 ahead, so has not gotten up to a second. So interesting to see. Fry Hubbard up to second. Can he reel in our race leader, Jason Warren? Everything pretty single filed out here up front. Here's Jamie Barkus now making a pass for 9th. And Jonah Colbert, who actually pit with him, so I was wrong. Jonah Colbert pit with those guys, and he is the leading car of the drivers who decided to pit under that last caution. He is in 7th right now and working on the back bumper of David Cornell. No longer in the back bumper. He's making a pass. So looks like these drivers did take tires. They are making good use of them as they've made their way through the field, almost up to the top 5. Will they even out before they can get to the leader? We'll see. As once again, this train of cars just driving together right through the field, and now there's Jonah Colbert going to try to make a pass on Josh Oswald for 4th. Twelve laps into this run on this set of tires for these drivers. Obviously, the other drivers, 27 laps on their tires, and Fry Hubbard to the lead makes a pass on Jason Warren. Missed it, but we can go back and see how he made that move. Jason Warren to the top, Fry Hubbard to the bottom, and see how long it took him to take the lead. Not long at all, just 1 set of corners. Fairly easy move for Fry Hubbard. But will it matter? Will Jonah Colbert come up here and just take the lead away easily? Let's see. Those tires have not evened out yet, and maybe they just won't. Maybe those tires are going to be better for a long time here on this run. As this group of now 3, Jonah Colbert, Jamie Barkus, and Eddie Smith, have worked their way up to 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Jonah Colbert reels in Jason Warren here. Fry Hubbard, ever since he took the lead, has started to gap himself between, distance himself from Jason Warren, now out to a 7/10 lead. Here comes those fresher tires. Jonah Colbert to 2nd, and everybody going to follow him past Jason Warren. So unfortunately for Warren, he's going to lose 3 spots in 1 lap, really in 1 corner, and he falls back to 5th. And, yeah, you're going to see Jonah Colbert go up here and take the lead very soon, as he is just I mean, making up a lot of time in that 14 just on the straights. And Jonah Colbert passes Fry Hubbard for the lead. Jamie Barkus and Eddie Smith once again going to follow him through. And now that these three are up to the top three, they're going to start racing it out. Is Eddie Smith going to try to go take his lead back? Because we saw him get out to a nice lead over Jason Warren earlier before he got wrecked. So let's see if he gets maybe a little impatient and says, I want my lead back. Right now, going to have to be content with third. Fry Hubbard and Jason Warren still holding on to fourth and fifth, as Patrick Drabick behind him, along with Cody McElwain in sixth and seventh. Going to start working on Jason Warren soon. There the 07 goes. Going to be fun if we can get a lot of green flag laps here to see how this works out, because you have some drivers that are now going to be left with 3 sets of tires, and obviously on a different tire run. They probably got fuel while they were down there, and you're going to have these drivers who didn't pit still with all 4 sets of tires. Is that going to matter at the end of this one? Going to get to the end of this race and have a caution that leaves these guys took a set of tires early on without a set of tires late in this race. Going to be interesting to see. Eddie Smith has made his way past Jamie Barkus. Now 1 spot out from the lead. Jonah Colbert ahead of him. That 31 machine. The last thing these drivers want to see that took tires is a caution right now, because I think it would force their hand and they'd have to stay out, and it would go the other way around then. You know, those drivers who didn't pit last time would probably pit this time, and these drivers would be stuck out there on older tires, because, I mean, you just can't take 2 of your 4 tire or sets of tires 35 laps into a 125 lap race. So yeah, these drivers want to see a long green flag run, no cautions. Obviously the other way around for the other drivers. Fry Hubbard now the only driver on the older set of tires to stay inside the top 5. Cody McElwain has made his way up to 5th. And I'd have to guess that this top 5 run for him is not going to last much longer, as Cody McElwain and Patrick Drabick, both on fresher tires, going to come up here and move him back to 6th soon. And I know that battle is just getting interesting, but we got a battle for the lead, and not much of one anymore. Eddie Smith just makes a pass on Jonah Colbert, and back to the lead. That 087 machine goes. So obviously unlucky for the 087 getting caught up on a lap car's wreck. Well, he goes down, has to get that car fixed, and he decides to take tires as well, and works out. He's back to the lead on lap 38. He looked pretty dominant early on in the first 10 laps. So, oh, and the caution is out. And, well, just like I said, these drivers did not want to see that. But it happened. Oh, if this can stop moving on me, I can actually click on the right person's name. Here we are. Noel Holmberg and the, oh, man, I don't know what happened there, but an 046 machine just, wow, he just, I can't really explain what happened to that car there. Maybe got loose on exit. Wow. Yeah, that was weird. Not gonna lie. Now with this caution here on lap 39, that's gonna shake things up. In about 24 laps, they last pit, these drivers who pit on lap around 11 or 12. So really more than that, actually. But they restart on lap 20, or on 15, sorry. And they are going to come down pit road, so they're going to have to use their second set of tires here very early on. About 86 laps to go. Going to have 2 sets of tires, and everybody else 3 here from here on out. I mean, it's the right call because you can't stay out there trying to save a set and then, you know, it go green the rest of the way because then you're out of luck. But they just did not want that caution. Eddie Smith, leader in, going to be the leader out. Colbert second, Jamie Barkus third, Cody McElwain fourth. Coming out of pit road fifth is Matt Knights. Interested to see it. I think he pit stall, unfortunately. Pit road. Head in there, but just cannot find it. With that, he's going to have to go down pit road a second time. So coming out fifth of pit road was Patrick Drabick once that cycles through. All right. Well, obviously the number of tire sets, and I think Jake Warren is taking a wave around. I don't know if he got collected in that wreck. Go back to it and see, because taking the wave around. I don't think he was, because the 046 got stuck on the inside wall. So, yeah, nothing. Wow, what happened to Jason Warren? Oh, okay. I think this is after the caution. Yeah, the caution flag is being waved. Let's check. Let's see if he came down pit road as the caution came out. I think maybe he got loose and went down. Man, I'm not sure. Just came down to pit road under green. I'm not sure why he would have, but yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe he heard that someone was wrecking, so he wanted to try to pit so that he would not have to pit when everybody else did, and it just didn't work out. I'm not sure. But he did pit, got tires and fuel, so while he does take the wave around and will be at the end of the longest line, he's at least still on the same tire cycle. And here on lap 42 of 125, we're going to go back racing on lap 43. Eddie A. Smith, Jonah Colbert, your front row. Again, these restarts, the leader can go whenever he wants to, once the pace car is pulled off. When Eddie Smith decides to go, he holds him fairly longer than we've seen, and he's off. Green flag back out. A great jump for that 087 machine. He is clear by a couple of, 2 or 3 car lengths already. Jonah Colbert and Jamie Barkus battling it out for second. Jamie Barkus with the preferred line from what I've seen, but he's going to settle back into third. I love this camera. It helps you see a lot more of what's going on track than the other cameras. Logan Sturgeon and looked like Tia Swank were side by side for 8th, but Logan Sturgeon wins that battle, and here he actually goes for 7th as well. That's Fry Hubbard. Logan Sturgeon, your race winner at Talladega, and a crazy last lap finish, which I also believe had, I'm not sure, finished second, but very, very close finish. Logan Sturgeon now settles into 7th, and Patrick Drabick working on David Cornell for 5th. There's definitely no shortage of racing, and oh man, Tia Swank. A very scary moment for everybody kind of getting by him there on the front stretch. Let's try to see what happens. Go back here. No, I didn't catch it at the right time, but man, Tia Swank had an issue, and a close call unfortunately sends him back to 22nd. This line of cars from 3rd on to 7th. Jamie Barkus leads this group. Eddie Smith, while all this is going on, has built an 8/10, 9/10 lead now over Jonah Colbert. A great recovery for Eddie Smith after being wrecked on lap 10. Lap 49 leading yet another lap. Definitely seems like maybe the car to beat early on. We'll see if it stays that way throughout the entire race. Got a long way to go. Check out your race weather once again. 79 degrees earlier, now down to 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So I thought it might drop, and it has, about 6 degrees. Track cooling off as that sun starts to go down. And I think the idea behind this race with Logan Sturgeon, one of the, or the lead commissioner, I believe, for the Xfinity series. Yeah, so with this race, the idea behind it was to have it so it was kind of like the Coke 600, where you start in the sunlight and then you end the race under the lights here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So obviously to do that, you got to have that sun go down a little bit quicker than normal, but that looks like where we're heading. We started with the sun up in the sky, and it's starting to go down, and starting to see kind of the twilight effect of the sun going down. The kind of the front stretch more in shade now. Should soon see those lights start to turn on. Taking on board now with our second place driver, Jonah Colbert. trying to track down your leader, but about a second back right now. See, he's trying to get those left side tires as close to that paint, if not on it. Just you don't want to go over it and hit the apron. That'll push you up the track and not only lose you time, but that'll cost you on the right front. You'll lose a good amount of percentage on that right front. See, decent amount of space in between him first and third place, so he's kind of on his own little island right now. Jonah Colbert there in the 31 machine. Move back. David Cornell has moved his way up to 4th over Cody McElwain. This kind of group of 5 has turned into 4. David Cornell, Cody McElwain, Patrick Drabick, and Logan Sturgeon. And Cody McElwain, by the way, was the one who finished second to Logan Sturgeon at Talladega. By the way, and I forgot to mention this earlier, in terms of the points, Patrick Drabick comes into tonight with a 66-point lead over Garrett Kinder and like about 75-point lead over Jamie Barkus. 3rd place in points. It drops off even more after that. So Patrick Drabick having a nice season. 4 wins on the season, an average finish of 4th. That is the best, I believe, out of anyone that runs every race consistently or has ran every race. So, fortunately for him, he's going to head into the playoffs maybe as the regular season champion as we get down to the end of the regular season. The unfortunate thing for him is, well, it's not just a first to last race and whoever has the most points wins. Like you saw earlier, we will have a championship 4 after a round of 12, a round of 8. So he's still got to execute in the playoffs in order to make it to that round of 4. And, man, once you get to that round of 4, anything can happen. Anyone can win at that point. So I believe in this series as well. It's just a dash for who can finish ahead of the other 3 in the Final 4. I could be wrong. I'll make sure to kind of talk to Logan and make sure that's what they're thinking for that championship 4. This group now starting to spread out. Josh Thompson, unfortunately, blinking a good amount here, ahead of Fry Hubbard. We're now 60 laps into this one. Battle back here for 10th. That's Josh Oswald and Chuck Feltz. Now here comes Jason Warren. I failed to kind of mention, but we needed to keep an eye on this 32 machine because he had to get that wave around, and so he started at the tail end of the longest line. He had to start all the way back in, what would be 25th or 26th, I believe, and he's all the way up to 11th now. And Garrett Kinder following him. Lights are still not on just yet at the racetrack. Eddie Smith, a 7/10 lead over Jonah Colbert right now. So these two are running away from third place Jamie Barkus, but Eddie Smith not necessarily running away from Jonah Colbert. Going to be an interesting battle, or potential battle, to keep an eye on. As we have a taker down pit road, that's Jason Lottridge. Am I going crazy, or I think he's running the same paint scheme? Father, yep. Nice looking paint scheme for sure. And Wetstein sitting right now in 14th. Started this one in 17th, so nice consistent race so far. Garrett Kinder has made his way past Jason Warren into 11th. Now he leads kind of that three-car group of Garrett Kinder, Jason Warren, and Josh Oswald as they try to still track down Chuck Phelps. Chuck running in that 10th position, started in 18th, and he's holding on to this spot pretty well. He's not really losing much time to the guys behind him. If any time at all. Now past halfway in this one. Everything really fairly spread out now throughout the field. Eddie Smith is, wow, he's actually opened up his lead from 0.8 to 1.4 seconds. So maybe Jonah Colbert, as far into the run, starting to fall off more as he continues to lose time on Eddie Smith and lose time also on Jamie Barkus, starting to reel him in a little bit from third place. Like we got Josh Smith down pit road, so if these guys can make it the rest of the way from here on out, I wouldn't be surprised to start seeing more and more people pit. But I think our leaders are going to choose to stay out a good bit longer. Who weren't with us early on, Eddie Smith here in the 087 Tide machine led the first 10 laps and then got taken out by a lapped car, or a lead lap car that he was about to lap. That caused him to use his quick repair and sent him to the back of the field, and he worked his way all the way back up to the lead and has been there ever since. Now 1.5 seconds ahead of Jonah Colbert. Once again, this is the Magic Senior Memorial. Fortunately for Magic Mike Uribe, who, I mean, loved by everyone in the league, lost his father here recently, so just please make sure to pray for him, send him your best wishes, whatever you choose to do. Just pray for the entire family. They're going through a tough time here. Past couple of days. Now 1.8 second lead for Eddie Smith over Jonah Colbert. We'll report back to this in a little bit. Head back, Patrick Drabick has now passed Fry Hubbard for 6th. Or it's the other way around and Fry Hubbard's catching Patrick Drabick. I think we'll find out here in the next couple laps, I guess. Looks like that 14 machine is pretty quick, so maybe it is the other way around. Oh yeah, that 14 gonna dive to the bottom. Fry Hubbard makes the pass. The 6th position over Patrick Drabick. Saw some speed from him early, actually taking the lead away from Jason Warren shortly before kind of the fresher tires came up and took the lead away from him. So he definitely has speed in that 14 machine. Started in 10th, so 4 spots gained since the start of this one. Speaking of spots gained, your biggest mover so far in this race, actually 2 of them tied. Got Josh Thompson here in the 013. Actually, looks like stuck behind a battle right now. That's Logan Sturgeon now making a pass for the 7th position over Patrick Drabick, and the 013 of Josh Thompson going to make it one more and actually break the tie. So no longer a tie for the biggest mover, but Josh Thompson started this one in 20th up to 8th, and actually to the back bumper of Logan Sturgeon, going to try to make it 13 spots gained up to 7th. As it looks like Patrick Drabick just falling off here on the long run, and you're not used to seeing him fall off this much on the long run. So he's your points leader, 4 wins on the season. That's the most out of anybody. So yeah, a little surprising to see him fall back to the 9th position as the battle for 7th continues between Josh Thompson and Logan Sturgeon. Josh Thompson makes it 13 spots gained. Passes Big Fish Motorsports machine of Logan Sturgeon. We got some pit stops going now with about 50 laps to go. Jason Warren, Garrett Kinder, and Josh Oswald all down to pit road. We'll see if that maybe sparks some interest for drivers to head down to pit road here. Eddie Smith, your race leader, decides to stay out, so he's going to put some of these drivers a lap down. They come out on the back stretch. Looks like they do stay on the lead lap ahead of them. Or maybe it's 1 lap down and they're trying to stay ahead of 2 laps down. Looks like Patrick Drabick down pit road as well. Did I miss that? No. Oh, no. It's just... Oh, yep. Here he goes. Oh, and... Oh, nope. There's the cone, so he's not... It looked like he was kind of fast, but then I saw that he wasn't to the cone yet. Patrick Drabick down pit road along with Cody McElwain, Fry Hubbard. Eddie Smith continues to stay out. 46 laps to go in this one. And the caution is out. Wow. Staying out works out for 11 drivers as Jeff Paisley just went down pit road. Eddie Smith on the back stretch going to be coming through turn 3 and 4. think Jeff Paisley, yeah, he's just going to have to cruise through pit road. You do not want to go a lap down here. That 7 machine going to smartly just go through pit road and not actually pit. But unfortunately for him, I think that's going to put him not behind our leaders necessarily, but behind the pace car. So he's going to have to take a waiver round. And if he has to take a waiver round, that means no tires and no fuel. Not pit until the green flag drops. You take the waiver round. Not stuck behind the pace car, so I think he's outright a lap down, I guess. At least it's showing him. Yeah, I mean, 12th on back are all a lap down, so top 11 choose to stay out, and it works out as they catch a caution. An important note here. Some of these drivers in this caution are taking their second to last set of tires. As long as I was correct, because it shows 4 on the graphic, but I could be wrong. Let me check for you guys. If I can find it. Oh, wow, they have tires. Oh, they have 6 tire sets. So, okay, they have more than I thought. They have 5 extra, I think. They lied to me on the graphic. All of those 11 drivers go down pit road. Oh, and Jonah Colbert spins out of pit road. See if it lets him keep his position that he gained out of pit road, or, well, that he was in out of pit road. Stomping on the gas pedal, spins himself out. Not how you want to treat those new 4 Goodyear tires. And it will let him retain that spot. And all these cars who had just pit going to collect the wave around and get on the lead lap once again. That's going to put all of them one big long line. They all have to go to the end of the longest line, and so they're all going to be single file. Got 43 laps to go in this one. If we do get the one to go this time around, we'll see if we do. Seeing more pit stops by Josh Smith and Jeff Paisley, so they're not going to take the wave around. So with them pitting, we're not going to get the one to go this time. As Cody McElwain looks like, no, not leading this group of cars. But I think he is leading the group of cars that will be back on the lead lap. So this time around, I imagine those lights will turn off on the pace car, and everybody gonna scramble to get around it and get all the way around the track. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a delayed yellow, just to let these guys that are, since it's such a long line of cars, they might delay the green one lap so these drivers can get around the track and get caught up, and the field isn't all kind of stranded. That is up to race control, though. As there we go. Everybody lining up, getting ready to go back racing, and those lights are going to be turning on here. Might already be on. I just can't see because it's such a bright sky right now. Looks like we're going to go green this time around, so no delayed green. Eddie Smith, Jamie Barkus, your front row with Jonah Colbert and David Cornell. Second row behind them. Pace cars off. We're going to go back racing here on lap 85, leaving 41 laps to go. The green flag is back out. Great jump for Eddie Smith. Now that leaves the door open for Jonah Colbert to try to move up into second. And he does, and David Cornell going to try to follow him through. Jamie Barkus gets a little loose off the turn. Maybe a little bit of contact between the two. Everything is okay so far. That was very close. Oh, it almost happened again. Jamie Barkus doing everything he can to hold on to third. And he's going to be able to do it. He holds on to third over David Cornell on the outside line. That's something we haven't seen too much tonight. Let's take another quick look at your race conditions with the weather. It has now dropped from 73 to 70 degrees as that sun continues to fall. I think we're definitely going to see it hit the 60s before the end of this one. With only 38 laps to go. And Cody McElwain coming out of pit road. Not sure if... Oh, he was one of the wave around cars, so he chose to pit this time around, or he chose to pit early to get fuel. Maybe it wasn't a choice. Maybe he had to pit for fuel. He was too close. Couldn't go much longer. Yeah, you see there, obviously the light's now on at the racetrack. Well done by Logan Sturgeon, the Xfinity commissioner, to execute on the plan of having it go from day to night. Race that only 125 laps. Well done. Eddie Smith first, Jonah Colbert second, Jamie Barkus third, David Cornell fourth, and well, speaking of him, Logan Sturgeon, your top five. Everything a lot more stretched out on this run than it has been on recent restarts, as Jeff Paisley, who recently pit, working his way through these lead lap cars, going to try to go get his lap back the tough way. Cody McElwain following behind. They're up to 8th place Chuck Phelps, so still a decent way until your race leader. Here's Eddie Smith going into 3. And here's Jeff Paisley, not too far behind going into 3. Jeff Paisley is the first car a lap down right now, so if a caution were to come out. Oh, and in the wall, and that's Jeff Paisley. Wow, that couldn't have been worse timing. As now Cody McElwain, the first car a lap down. Big mistake from Jeff Paisley. We can't find when that happened. Back here a little bit. Hard way. Jeff Paisley. Look at what happened. Stuff off the corner and just no room left. Gets into the wall. Cody McElwain makes contact. So, I mean, we got to take a look at the Cody McElwain machine and see how that car looks. Oh, yeah, that front end is pretty messed up. Nothing engine-wise I don't think it's going to be messed up, but aero-wise, that is going to hurt. And obviously nowhere to go for Cody McElwain. Just not enough room there to react in time to miss that 7 machine. Thankfully, it wasn't worse than it was for Cody, but still a decent amount of contact. Something to keep an eye on here. Only a 4/10 gap between Eddie Smith and Jonah Colbert. So we saw last time, Jonah Colbert didn't really start falling back from Eddie Smith until later in the run. So right now, Jonah Colbert about a half a second back. Not surprised to see, but with 30 laps to go, say we stay green the rest of the way, can he keep up? Or will he fall back like last time? And I just looked at the timing screen. Brandon Wallace, he's in the 9th position in the 99, and that's the 85. That is not a move for position. Justin Hendry is trying to get a lap back to get to our leader. But Brandon Wallace there in the 99. Started this one in 27th, and he's up to 9th. So a great race for Brandon Wallace. Patrick Drabick in the 07 going a lap down. So, man, this has just been a tough race for that 07. Maybe some rear end damage to that car. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely not sure where that happened, but it happened. The damage is pretty apparent. So, tough race for your points leader, sitting in 17th right now, but luckily for him, he's built such a points lead over the season that he is, or doesn't have to worry at all about losing that points lead after tonight. He's earned his way into allowing himself to have a bad race here or there. Obviously doesn't want to have a bad race, but consistent enough like he has been and winning enough races, give yourself a big enough buffer between yourself and second place, and that's Garrett Kinder second in points. And well, he himself isn't having a great race. He's 15th, so only one spot separates those two. That is Eric Santee in 16th. Eric Kinder not having a great race himself. Jason Warren back to 13th. Actually making a pass on Charles Stevens Jr. for 12th right now. I believe these are drivers who had to take the wave around, so they're on older tires right now. Right now, it looks like, yeah, Patrick Drabick is the first car a lap down, so he is in that lucky dog spot. We were to get a caution here with 25 to go. Logan Sturgeon trying to make a pass on David Cornell for fourth. Logan Sturgeon, a great race last week, winning at Talladega and backing it up with another good race at Charlotte. Here at Charlotte in fifth. Doesn't make a pass on David Cornell for fourth, though, so we'll have to be content with the fifth place run as of now, but still has time to make another move on David Cornell. Not careful. If he's not careful, though, Josh Thompson behind him in the 013 is ready to pounce on that fifth position. Looks like he's going to be able to do so as Logan Sturgeon leaves the door open on the bottom. Maybe Logan knows he's better on the outside when he's battling somebody, so he's going to take away the high line, or he's just going to give up that spot and sit in sixth. No, he's definitely not giving up that spot. Logan Sturgeon holds on to that fifth place. Back to your leader, Eddie A. Smith, 1 second lead now over Jonah Colbert. So it does look like kind of the same story here on this run. Whereas we get later into the run, he starts running away from Jonah Colbert. Laps to go now here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're under the lights. Still a little bit of remnants of the sun in the sky, but not much. Eddie A. Smith, after early trouble on lap 10, being wrecked by a lapped car, really been dominant ever since he got back to the lead. Looks to lock this one up. Still 19 to go, though. A caution would throw a wrench in his whole plan to seal up this win. Seems like Jonah Colbert tonight, not as fast as Eddie Smith, but fast enough to hold on to second. Jamie Barkus started this one in third, running in third right now. He sits 1.1 seconds back from Jonah Colbert. Third right now. Sorry, I said that already. I apologize. I repeated myself there a little bit. A little bit of a battle brewing here. Freihuber Tia Swank. This is for ninth, and the caution is out. The wrench has been thrown in. It's planned for Eddie Smith. Everybody's gonna come down and take tires that's on the lead lap, and we're gonna get a restart. Under 15 to go, and it's gonna be a sprint to the end of this one. This is gonna be quite a race to the finish. Not sure what Kai Schappert. Go back and see what happened to the 60 machine. You saw him slow in front of our leader. Ooh, hits the apron and spins out. Actually blinks out as well, but it's back. Maybe a little bit of contact to that outside wall. And everybody that is able to going to go down pit road here. Looks like Justin Hendry going to be lucky dog this time. He'll get to pit. So 17th to 1st are going to be drivers who can get tires and fuel, although Justin Hendry will have to start at the end of the. And then cars that will take the wave around will once again be on a different tire strategy just because they do not have the choice to pit. Logan Sturgeon gains a spot on pit road over David Cornell, so a nice pit stop for him. Gets him into that second row on this restart. Everybody else can file out of pit road. Right, the light's still on the pace car, so we'll do at least another lap around before drivers get set to go back racing. So looks like we'll go racing with about 12 to go. That is definitely a sprint to the end. You're not a long enough run to where you can just go all out, I feel like. See how it works out. This whole race, we've had a good amount of long runs, so we've, these drivers maybe take it easy on the beginning of a run to set themselves up for the long run. Who's going to be better on a short shoot to the finish? You can go all out and drive better than the other. We'll see. Right. That's the start finish line, and lap cars should start filing past that pace car, and they do. Gonna go racing with 12 to go here. Eddie Smith, Jonah Colbert, your front row. These two have been top two for a long time now, ever since they went up there and took it on fresher tires early in the race. Jamie Barkus in third, Logan Sturgeon up to fourth, and your top five rounds out with David Cornell. All right, pace car's off. 12 to go when they cross the start-finish line. Well, it's not off. I thought it was off. They're just pretty far back from it. Now it's off. Takes that sharp left turn. Always wants to go at the last second. And Eddie Smith is off. The green flag is out. A good jump. Gets him clear for the lead. Jamie Barkus, another chance to try to take second away from Jonah Colbert. Go for the win here. Got to make the move now. Jonah Colbert going to pinch him down as much as she can, and Jamie Barkis gets loose. They both spin out. A big wreck in front of the field. How many is that going to collect? Oh, man, at least half the field, maybe 3/4 of the field collected in that one. Those two get together in second and third, and that happens in front of the field. That can be absolutely devastating to the rest of the field. Oh, I guess I didn't go back further than far enough. Go with Jamie Barkis and check out what happened here. Like they maybe made a little bit of contact because they both got loose. No, they just both lose it. Wow. Jamie Barkis makes it through unscathed. Not say the same for Jonah Colbert and for a lot of the field. Let's back it up one more time and watch this and go. Well, let's go different. Go limp for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 drivers already. 7, 8, at least 10 plus drivers caught up in this one. Fortunately, that's just what happens. It happens in front of the field. And just like that, I just want to point something out here. Jason Warren up to the 3rd position after he had to take a wave round earlier. And he's had to battle here, and, well, he's up to 3rd and has a chance to win this one. Jamie Barkis, who slid there on that double spin, really. Him and Jonah Colbert neither make contact, but both start spinning out. Jamie Barkis was able to save it, so he'll stay in 2nd. But he did hurt those tires at least a little bit by almost spinning out there, having to save it. All right, so with that one, we have, looks like 17 drivers on the lead lap. I imagine most of those drivers collected in that had a quick repair left to use, so I imagine it didn't take out too many drivers out of the race completely. Hopefully it still, I mean, you see a lot of drivers there on track. Some of them missing a front nose. That's T.S. Swank, and he's on the lead lap at 9th, so man, he might have to take one for the team and pit here because, I mean, obviously he's running 9th, so he wants to finish top 10. We're restarting with not many laps to go, but, man, that's dangerous to have that much damage and running in the field. He's probably under power at least a little bit with that much damage. We're going to find out just how much power is in that machine on this restart. Make sure to tune in tonight for Round of 16 in the Magic Manzo ARCA Series. 11 p.m. Eastern is when they should be going live. 50 laps at Michigan International Speedway. You're going to cut out 4 drivers. Go into the round of 12 next week at Phoenix. Round of 8 at Auto Club. And then Championship 4 is at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So make sure to tune in that in about an hour and a half. We're getting ready to go back racing with 7 laps to go here. Eddie Smith, Jamie Barkus now your front row. Jason Warren behind him in third. Brandon Wallace up to 4th. He started in 27th. What a great run for him. And Eddie Smith is off the green flag, is back out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Once again, started this one in the daylight, ending it under the lights here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as Jason Warren trying to make a quick move for second over Jamie Barkus. Jamie maybe a little gun shy after spinning out in turn 1 and 2 last time around. Just making sure he gets through the turn clean, and he does. Does lose a spot to Jason Warren. Now, what can that 32 machine do now that he's in second? He has 7 laps, coming to 6 laps to go to try to catch Eddie Smith for the lead. He has a half a second to make up. And looks like Jamie Barkus going to make a move to his inside, but not able to. If those two get side by side and for too long, I think that's going to allow Eddie Smith to build a nice enough lead, lock up this win if no caution comes out. Line of 4 behind Jason, or 3 behind Jason Warren right now. That's Jamie Barkus, Charles Stevens Jr., Brandon Wallace is second through 5th. 5 laps to go now. Looks like Jason Warren not faster than the drivers behind him, but he's going to try to hold them off as much as he can to stay in second. And if a caution doesn't come out, it's looking great for Eddie Smith. But, oh, man, Jamie Barkus, oh, wow. He dives down to the inside below Jason Warren very late and almost contact, spinning those two out, but luckily they make it through it. And now Jamie Barkus once again to the inside, going to try to make a pass on Jason Warren, maybe a little bit of contact. He makes the pass. Jamie Barkus back up to second. Charles Stevens Jr. now in 4th behind Jason Warren. As Eddie Smith crosses the start-finish line, 3 laps to go. What a race for Eddie Smith to have to battle back after an early wreck. Now leading with 2.5 laps to go. And a 1.2 second lead over Jamie Barkus. So he, as long as the caution doesn't come out, he doesn't make a mistake. He is going to smoothly ride to this victory. Laps to go now. Jamie Barkus, a half a second lead now over Charles Stevens Jr., who made a pass over Jason Warren. Charles started this one in 11th, now inside the top 3 for that podium position. So a great run for that 88 machine. Eddie Smith out of turn 4 to collect the white flag before a caution can come out, and he does. The white flag is out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway here in the Magic Senior Memorial 150. Eddie Smith just needs one more lap. Take the victory here at Charlotte. More importantly, like that first victory here in the Xtreme Xfinity Series, I believe. Out of turn 4, Eddie A. Smith is going to go to victory lane here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jamie Barkus second, and Charles Stevens Jr. locks up third. What a run for that 087 machine. Yeah, that's going to be the first victory on the season for Eddie A. Smith. Race victory for Eddie A. Smith. Go ahead and get him in here.
Man, good.
Oh, sorry to take you away from your conversation, Eddie, but great victory tonight, man. Glad to get you in here. Sorry again about cutting off your conversation, but first of all, congrats on your victory tonight. You had some early trouble on lap 10, obviously, and take us through how you battled back from that eventually to a lot of laps.
Yeah, man, thank y'all for the race. Thanks for broadcasting, Zach. Um, Man, it was definitely exciting. You kind of like it whenever something like that happens. Sometimes it just makes it you kind of get refocused and have to get back at it. And so when I had that accident, luckily I was able to get back to the pits with a blown motor. And thankfully, Patrick, Jamie, Jonah, and a couple other guys pitted with me. And honestly, I feel like that was probably what got me back to the front, because I knew Jamie was fast, I knew Patrick was fast, and of course Jonah, my teammate. And so I honestly just got right in the tire tracks to Jamie and just followed him up through the field, and we were able to get back through there. So it was just a good job by him. I got to give a lot of credit to him. He did a great job, had a good race, and him and Jonah kept me honest for the rest of the race. They did not let me out and get away. So I attribute it probably to clean air, but it was a good race. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad to get the win.
Yeah, you mentioned how those two kind of kept you honest. Take us through. I mean, how you were able to be good on the short run, the long run. It didn't seem to matter. Even and you were on fresher tires, but when you have to work your way through the field like that, you're going to burn off the tires more than usually would. So take us through just how you were able to be good on no matter what run you were on.
For me, it's just about being consistent. There is a qualifying type of driving that you do to try to lay down a really good lap, and then there's a smoother, slower line. I feel like that really saves the tires. I try to make sure I don't ever turn more than 45 degrees. Make sure that I keep the right rear under me. And when you're coming up through the field, you have to be patient, and that just attributes to that. As trying to just be good on the long runs, I just honestly try to run the same line, even though it's I got fresh tires, old tires. That way I can be good and consistent, and keep the lap times in good shape. So Jamie made it easy. He made it. I mean, he did a great job. I have to give so much credit to him. He did such a good job getting back up through the field. And I think we were able to both save a little bit there.
Hey man, well you put on a heck of a show. Great victory. You got any shout outs you want to throw out there?
Just thanks Jonah. We did some practice and made some good notes, and I think they really played out. I'm really sad that he didn't get the finish I think he deserved. It was just a bad incident where he got loose, and I sure do hate to see that. So I'm sorry to him, but shout out to you, man. Thank you for broadcasting, and thanks for all the good racing.
Appreciate it. Great race tonight. Great victory. Look forward to talking to you in the future.
Thanks, man.
A. Smith race winner here tonight. led 99 laps, one lap shy of 100, but I don't think he'll be too upset about that. Move on to our second place finisher, Jamie Barkus. Hey, Jamie, it's Zach in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Hey, man. Well, great race. Got you in second. I know it was an entertaining race for me to watch you guys out there. And it was a handful for you maybe there at the end, but man, you were one of the cars, and Eddie talked about it. You were one of the, I think, 5 or 6 cars that were working your way through the field after that first caution when you pit. So take us through kind of on your point of view of getting through traffic, and was it fairly easy on fresher tires, or was it still kind of a battle?
Yeah, the tires definitely made a difference. I probably just used them up too much, trying to get through too fast. Um, and I think Eddie was able to probably save some, and I just let him. Once we got clear of everything, I just let him go because there wasn't going to be any stopping him, and I don't think I could have caught Jonah either. And I feel terrible that Jonah got caught up, and me getting loose there on that second to last restart.
Well, if I can tell you something real quick to clear your mind, it looked like either there was net code or both of you just got loose because you never made contact.
Well, yeah, I know I didn't hit anything, and I don't know if him being on the outside of me maybe took some air off of the spoiler or what the deal was, but I had had no issues going through 1 and 2 on the restarts all night because you're not up to speed. The second lap, you got to take it a little bit easy on the fresh tires because it gets loose through there. But getting up to speed, it hadn't been a problem. Then all of a sudden on that one, man, it just stepped out. I was able to get the car down to the bottom and gathered up, but I know the guys behind me, it caused big problems for a lot of people, and that sucks. And I apologize to anybody that got caught up from that.
Hey, man. Well, I mean, it was still but obviously before that happened, it was still a great run for you, and still a great finish for you. Take us through how, from your point of view, the track kind of changed because obviously it went day to night. Was there kind of a big, noticeable difference, or not much?
No, there was. And surprisingly, turn 4 really started becoming an issue as the sun went down, which really kind of made no sense to me. I'd have thought it would have done the reverse. Once the temperatures went down, I expected to get more grip, but turn 4 really became a handful. So that was a surprise. Um, but that was about the biggest difference I saw. Other than that, the car was handling really well for most of the race.
All right, man. So, you got any shout outs you want to throw out there now?
Oh yeah, as always, got to thank for the people to make this thing go. Gill Insurance Advisors, Jam Printing and Promotions, Tracks for Vets, G2G Trailers. I'm forgetting somebody. I know it. Oh, Travis Lee Creative. How can I forget Travis Lee? He is the man with our graphics. He does great work for us and for the series. So we appreciate everything everybody does for us with Goat Locker Racing and helps make this thing go.
Well, hey, man, I know you're going to be upset with yourself on that late race incident. Still, another great consistent run for you, as always, usually inside the top 3, and if you're not, you're near it. So, great run tonight, and look forward to talking to you in the future.
Thanks, Zach. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Second place finish. Now we're going to move on to Charles Stevens Jr., third place finish tonight. Hey, Charles, it's Zach in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, man.
Hey, man. Well, you started this one in 11th. You finished third. So first of all, great race tonight. Take us through how it went.
Beginning of the race was I came up pretty good. I think I made it up to like 8th or so. And then I got some damage under one of the cautions. And just came back out and was riding around. And with that late caution, came back in, got my fast repair. Started back in like I think 5th or 6th, and just worked my way through the field there. Gave I think the hardest thing was getting around Jason there to get into the podium finish. I gave him a little bit of a door coming to the white flag. I hate to do that, but sometimes you have to rub a little bit to advance. But other than that, it was a real good race.
Yeah, I'll ask you kind of the same thing I did Jamie. Take us through how it felt for you, the transition from day to night with how the track changed.
I actually caught on pretty quick. In the beginning, it was a little slippery. It was real loose in the beginning. And then as the sun came down, you could definitely feel the grip a little bit better, and the car settled in pretty good. And I think that's where I shined. I was terrible in the beginning of the race, I should say. But towards the end, when the sun went down, it came to life.
Oh man, a great finish for you to, like I said, start 11th and finish third. So great race. You got any shout outs you want to throw out there?
Yeah, I just want to thank my Logan, my team, Big Fish Motorsports. Thanks my wife and son for allowing me to race, and I enjoy it. And thanks for you in the booth, Zach.
And no problem. I appreciate it. Great race tonight, and look forward to talking to you in the future.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Finisher here tonight. Go ahead and pull up the results real quick. One last time here tonight. Just ask everybody to have the entire Uribe family in your prayers. Send them your best wishes. Endured a tough loss recently, so yeah, just, pray for them. By tonight, the Magic Senior Memorial. You know, doing at least what we can here tonight to kind of have this race be a celebration of life for Mike Uribe's father. But I know they're going through a tough time, so if you're watching, Mike, send prayers to you, man. Send prayers to your entire family. Take as much time, obviously, as you need to, and whenever you get back to racing in the league and Discord, will obviously take you with open arms and welcome you back. But take as much time as you need in that situation. Yeah, I appreciate you guys joining us here tonight for this race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Make sure to tune in about an hour and 15 minutes. First playoff race in the Magic Manzo ARCA Series. One last time, congratulations to Eddie A. Smith here tonight. His first victory on the season. So, been Zach Wetstein here in Rebels Racing Network from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Have a good night.